Miss Potent. Nah, 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 nah. You know just what I need. Got that something I'm into. You just listen to me and take all of my fears away, boy. They can't duplicate you, and can't nobody replace you. You're too damn amazing, grateful, nothing to play. It's the way that you love, take control of my body, medicate with the love. I'm feeling for everything. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Medicate with the love. I'm feeling for everything. We gon' go all night. We gon' crank this party.
What's going on, my royals? We got another one for you. This is a pop-up interview. We excited, we lit, we live. I know I look a little crazy, but that's what happens at a pop-up. We lit, we live, and we ready. I know y'all seen that crazy, explosive episode yesterday, and we're gonna get all into it with our special guest today, and I cannot wait to have him. But as of right now, we listen to Miss Potent called Nana. Make sure y'all go stream. Shout out to my sister in the building, my blood sister. Make sure y'all go show her some love, Mrs. Lulu. Go show her some love. That's Queen right there. The royal family. My manager, Lee. My ace. Y'all gonna be seeing my ace real soon. Battle Gang, Gotto Gang.
We gon' crank this party. He gon' be with me. 3 a.m. We turned up regardless. We are.
Yo. You already know what time it is. It is the Royal Couch time, and we are here to talk about some things. Guys, today is a pop-up interview, and we have none other executive producer, public figure, entrepreneur. I mean, he does everything. I mean, everything. Cast member. He is involved with a lot of things. He's an activist. He does a lot for the community. I'm honored to have him. We've had him here a few times, but this is nothing of short of a situation. I'm just as excited as I had him the first time. So, without further ado, I do want to go through, I'm not going to go too in depth with the sponsorship like I usually do, but real quick, you know AD from Love and Hip Hop? Well, she has a brand called Dig the Kicks. Make sure y'all head over to it. It's a clothing brand, unisex, Dig the Kicks, DTK.com. And when you're there, make sure you hit that promo code and type in Royal. We are also sponsored by SwagNationMagazine.com. We are the first LGBT entrepreneurs to grace their magazine. Their magazine reaches over 75 countries worldwide. It is a super lit idea, a super lit thing. It is #1 in the nation here. So make sure y'all go cop Swag Nation Magazine, volume 14. And we also got a spread inside where you can kind of get to know a little bit about us here at the Royal Couch. Now, again, like I said, this is a pop-up video. I want to make sure that we get straight to it. I know what y'all waiting for, so let's get into Ressie G. Ressie G. Andario, shout out to Andario, Chasing Reality. What's going on? Look. A lot, I see.
Hey.
Hey. You know, it's always good to see you.
Baby, hold on one second. I'm sending out this text so that everybody can come over here and watch. But baby, today has been a day. Hold on.
Thank you, Ace. You already know. You already know, Ace, how we do.
Where is Key?
He's not here right now.
Miss her.
That'll be another episode.
Okay.
But I want to thank you again. You know, it's always good to have you. And one thing before we get into it, I do want to say congratulations on such an epic first episode. Congratulations on such, you know, great ratings for the episode. I want to say congratulations for your hard work, for your efforts, for being who you are in this community. I'm proud, I'm thankful, and honestly, big up to you. We need a lot more people out here doing what you do. So congratulations and thank you for giving us something to be entertained, but not also entertained, but to be influenced and, you know, inspired by. So shout out to you. That's what I want to say first and foremost.
Thank you much. Thank you much. I appreciate all of that. You know, Chasing Dallas is now an award-winning web series.
Hello.
Maybe 3 weeks ago, we won an award here in Dallas at the biggest award, gay-based award show here in Dallas. So that was like,
oh, wow, congratulations.
That was amazing. I was shocked. Like, honestly, I was shocked.
Were you really? I mean, because first season, no shade. I mean, it was amazing. It was great. And I'm sure it's going to be better this season because elevation always happens. But I thought personally, as a fan watching, it was a great season.
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, you know, it's like a lot of people gave a lot of shade about a lot of shit. Okay. I mean, you know, I just found out less than.
Hey, Sky, check your DM.
Less than 15 minutes ago that one of the cast members says that they carried the entire season by themselves. Which is so surprising to me.
So for the people that are just tuning in and watching, we are talking about Chasing Dallas, Season 2, Episode 1. And what he's referred to now is after the episode airing, there was a whole lot of reviews, not only from other bloggers, but from cast members themselves, from their season and others. So, you know, to mention a few, we've had Q from Chasing Atlanta, did a review. We've had who he just recently is speaking about is Kane just dropped a YouTube review as well on the season. And who was it? Somebody did one with Wiley at the Wiley show.
Kane
did it as well. So that's what we're referring to. So as we get into it, I do want to start asking these questions. So before we get to the reviews, what was your outlook in watching the first season episode, as not just watching it, but the response you were getting after it aired?
The response that I got this go round for the first episode was totally opposite of last year. Completely opposite. You know, I had people DMing me, so many people DM'd, so many people were just like, oh my God, congratulations. So many people were just like surprised. So many people were just saying, oh my God, this one episode is better than the entire last season. And so the reception was nothing far from warm. You know, I would definitely say that it was a good reception for sure.
Good. I'm so glad because I think you deserve it. The hard work shows, you know. So in viewing it, you know, a lot has happened in this one episode. You know, you hit us with a good first episode to get everyone wrapped up. You gave us a lot of different leeways to kind of venture off. You know, different connections, different stories that, you know, so now we're like, okay, where is it going to go? And it's exciting because it keeps it unexpected, you know, having these different things happen around, whatever the case may be. So with that, was that the plan, or did it just kind of happen that way?
No, I mean, that was definitely the plan. I mean, the plan wasn't even to release on the 9th, to be honest. I wanted to release on later on this month. Like, I really wanted to, wait because, you know, my actual target date was January 24th. That's when I wanted to air. And everybody was like, we're ready for the show. We're ready. Like Rihanna album. they was ready for the damn show, which is fine, and I appreciate that. But it's like I wanted to make sure, because the sophomore season of any show is make or break, whether that's Tyler Perry Studios, whether that's YouTube. Any second season is going to show, was the first season a fluke or was it meant to be? And so I worked this go around. I sacrificed a lot for the show personally. And I will say that this season is a total, like, thank you to my team, Andario, Cameron, and CJ, KT sometimes, Jonathan sometimes. We definitely worked very, very hard. And which, when you work hard, the city knows about what you're doing. The city knows what's going on.
Speak on it.
And the thing about it was, you know, the show had been buzzing. Like, we were fucking Real Housewives of...
Yeah, it has been. It has been very much buzzing.
Which is surprising to me because, you know, a lot of people try to paint me out to be this this person, you know, this big bad this person, and I let them paint it, you know, but it's like at the end of it all is when I get the apologies, you know, and I think that's where I'm at just off of the first episode. So.
Now, in speaking of this first episode, you know, we meet some new cast members who, you know, start off. Now, for the people that's watching the Royal Couch for the first time, this is a pop-up show. I allow everyone to speak their truth, but everyone knows that when they come out here, this is not a bashing show. We're not going to shame or we're not going to bash anybody. This is to empower each other. This is to lift us up. This is to make sure
I'm going to try my best
that we you know, we're doing what we do. But we are also here to make sure that people are here allowed to tell their truth. So this is Ressie telling his truth on what is going on now. So in the season, we meet a lot of new people, and just a lot of talk about, you know, who's who. I don't know you, or I do know you, whatever the case may be. So, which led into the after shows where all these reviews started coming into play. So now I want to get strictly into it because I know what everyone's waiting for. So King Kane did a review, which, you know, I guess he's allowed, but I don't know what contracts say or doesn't say, whatever, to say that part. But he does a review, and it's what he calls funny shade due to the fact of you guys, through his words, you guys felt like on the show throwing the shade was just funny shade. So he just wanted to throw his funny shade and kind of come back with a rebuttal. So in watching his video, how did you kind of take that and why?
When I watched Kane's live, I mean, when I watched his video, right? Because something that people got to understand is the Dallas show is real, period. So if somebody, like I tell everybody in all their meetings, when we do do everything, I tell them this is real. Do not look at what happened last season or anything. This is real. So when people were saying things like about Kane, like, what do you do? Or saying they don't know them, it's because in real life, some people don't know Kane. Some people don't know what he does in real life. And that's how we do it. Me being a stylist formerly, what I used to do and what I knew that a lot of my colleagues did, I don't necessarily see other stylists do here in Dallas. Okay. So when I said what I said, and then he was saying fun shade, because I text him. And the thing about it is, when I filmed that green screen, I'm not gonna say we were on the best of terms, because I really felt like him inviting Aubrey. Yeah, he damn well can invite Aubrey. I mean, you definitely can, but there, like he said in the video, and I'm gonna only refer to things that he said in the video to make the points.
Right.
When in the video, he said that there was a production meeting, there was a pre-production meeting that I held, and I wanted everybody to come, and I wanted everybody to sit down and hash out all their shit, because I was adding new people, and I was like, we're not gonna go into this situation with unfinished business with these new people coming in, because I don't know how they're gonna be. They might try to take your place. I don't know how they're gonna be. So I wanted to have a real conversation with everybody. And Kane in particular said during that meeting, Ressie, I want to make sure that this go round, I don't think that we had the chance to foster a friendship, but I really would like to try and do that this go round. I said, okay, I'm open to that. Markel was there, Premier was there, Kane was there, Wuda was there, and everybody.
Shout out to some of the cast of Chasing Dallas is inside the comments now.
Yeah, hey y'all, hey everybody. And honestly speaking, a lot of people are extremely upset about the live that he did. But like everybody was there, and so my thing is
everybody meaning the cast.
Mm-hmm. Surprising. I mean, because everybody is so surprised. I was shook. I literally stopped the video at 4 minutes and 38 seconds because he was talking about all this shit about me. And I was so surprised.
So let's stop there before you continue on with your story. Let's stop there. Why be, okay, so in his defense, there was a lot of talk about his career and what he does. And, you know, it gave the notion that, nobody said this, but it gave the notion like he doesn't work, or he's not really doing what he does, or he doesn't have the notoriety of what he does, or whatever the case may be. So people were really trying to play his career. But so why would it be shocking that he does a review and kind of rebuttals to that?
It's because of the way he did it.
Got you.
It's not. You can definitely have a rebuttal. You can definitely have a response to things that people say, but it's the way that he was speaking. Granted, you are more than valid to have your opinions, right? And this is a very non-biased. This is all facts about what you saw on the show in comparison to what you saw on the live.
Right.
People's perception of people on the show, like when we're filming and when we're not filming, are totally different. We just have to work together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't hang out with each other outside of the show. The only person I've been really hanging out with a lot, I mean, me and Markel, when we're on good terms, we'll hang out. When we're on bad terms, we won't, that's what happens in friendships, right? Same thing with me and Premier. The only person that I've been hanging out a lot with has been Ariel, surprisingly, because I didn't think that we would have blended the way that we did. It was extremely organic. And I wanted to foster a relationship with Kane, but he was never available, which is fine. And then on top of that, it's like, you know, you're friends with Aubrey, and I don't want to be the person in between that. But anywho, so it was just the way that he did it, because I felt like, I don't think that he weighed in an opinion on it, but I felt like he was attacking people almost. And I felt like he was like really bothered by the same thing that everybody said. And in my eyes, I just look, and I was telling Ariel this earlier, because Ariel actually, she felt, last night when we were watching it, she felt extremely bad. And she called him. He didn't answer. She was trying to be like, oh my God, I hate this. And she was just saying, I just really feel like we, this is just bad. It was just bashing Kane. And she was like, I want to call him. I said, okay. I said, well, don't call him right now, because he's probably not going to answer. I said, just wait a little while. And so when she finally called him, or when she finally got in touch with him or whatever, I don't know how that conversation went, but then to go and see how he tore her up in the live was surprising. To see how he tore.
So he talked to her before the live.
Yes.
And this was
I'm not 100%.
You're not 100%.
I know that she reached out to him prior to the live, right. And I know that she reached out to him. I know that she was genuinely concerned about his well-being. I want to call it confirm real quick. But my thing is, it's like, did you ever talk to Kane before going on, before he did that video?
This guy.
I said, did you ever talk to Kane before you before he did that video?
I just sent him that text when we was at the apartment.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to confirm because I didn't want to lie, because you know they saying I'm a liar.
Well, you mean, okay, so when you mean talk to him, I obviously was talking to him, you know, I don't know what you mean. Do a better time frame of it or whatever. Do you
Like,
mean, like
yesterday.
like, let's say this, I've talked to him before the episode aired, just not recent. And then, because I was telling you I was going to hit him up because I had felt like when you said that he was going to therapy or some shit.
Right. Okay. So.
I had not talked to him yet, but I did text him after that, and I had felt like, you know, bad.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm on live, girl. Watch it.
You on live now?
Yeah, I'm on live on Instagram.
I thought it said 9 o'clock. Okay.
Well, that's 9 Eastern. It's 8 now at him.
Okay.
All right. So she didn't talk to him, right? She didn't talk to him, but she reached out to him. I reached out to him as well, and I said, girl, I said, you going to see some stuff? It's fun shade. Just let it be. Because that's the person that I am, right? Cool. It's the show, right? But the thing about it is, I think that at times people pick and choose the reality of situations. 1 minute you think that, 1 minute people want to say that the show is all scripted and planned and all of this. And then when the things really happen, because if me and you go and eat together, right? And you're being all of this, fuck that, I'm this person, I'm that person, it's going to turn you off. And then when you get on camera, it's like, is that the same person?
Right.
And so it's like, and then in the live, I keep saying live, but on the video on YouTube, he kept saying things like, I'm that bitch, I'm the real, and all of this and that. But I'm like, the reason why these people have said these things about you, excluding me, because I was just being petty. Honesty. I was just being petty.
I was gonna ask you about your confessional. I was gonna say, being that, you know, he was season 1 and stuff like that, you know, you saying that you really don't know what he does, was that facts or was you just being petty? So now you just confirmed that you was just being petty.
Let me elevate that statement. The part that I was being petty about was saying the safety pins and all of that. That's what I was being petty about. But in my eyes, and this, I don't care how it's going to be received. I'm just being very, very honest. The things that stylists do here in Dallas do not equate to the same things that people do in Atlanta. So when you say that you're a stylist, whether people want to give me my roses or not, my resume speaks for itself. I was a stylist in Atlanta for 10 years. And the things that I had to do and the work that I put in, a lot of people do not do here. And so I'm looking at you through those eyes of what I'm familiar with. And the things that he does, like, I don't think that for instance, I don't know if he has pull power. I don't even know if he knows what having pull power means. And that's no shade. It's just the truth. And so the thing about it is, I don't know, because I don't see him styling clients or dressing clients frequently. I don't see him constantly doing shows, coordinating shows and all of that. I just see him doing the clothing revamp, which he said he's a revamp artist. So all I see him doing is revamping things. And so when I said I really don't know what he does, is because this is just the honest truth. I don't see him as a stylist. I just see him as an artist or somebody that's a creative. I wouldn't call Kane a stylist. And I'm not trying to take that from him. I'm just saying what I'm used to. Because I just don't see it. And so when he said that, I was just, when I was asked that question by production, because when I'm Ressie G cast member, I have my producers do their job. Okay? Nothing's set up. And so when I was asked that question, I was just like, I really don't know. And that's just simply because I haven't seen him work with these people, I haven't seen him do all these other things. And that's honest to God's truth. I have not seen it. And I'm not being petty when I say it. I personally have not seen it. What I have seen is him revamp clothing, paint clothing, and be creative and be eclectic in the way that he dresses. And that's it. I mean, and I would consider him to be more of a creative, more of an artist versus that. And then, like, even when people will try to discredit me, but when I go and when I have taught stylists on what they should and shouldn't do and how they should and shouldn't do and all that, I tell them, maybe being a stylist and saying you're a stylist, saying you're a hairstylist, saying you're a makeup artist are glamorous titles to have, because they look at all these people on these high places. And to say that you're a stylist is something glamorous to say. There's nothing wrong with saying that you're a fashionista or that you just dress well or anything like that.
But okay, so I'm going to be devil's advocate now, and I did see a comment, so don't you think that people will get in their feelings, the fact that, because like I said earlier, the episode, it was a lot of Kane and talking about his brand. Mm-hmm. And to play devil's advocate, last season, there was something, there was certain times that people were trying to come for you and your brand and the whole chasing the Dallas thing. And, it's as a human being, we get hurt because we fight and we love the things that we do, especially our brand, something that we work hard and that is our dream. So you don't think he's especially with everyone, I think he attacked because he felt attacked by everyone, especially being not blindsided, but blindsided on how it came out. Because that's what he also said in the video, where he said, I know people told me that they were going to be shady, but it was the way it came out. So, with all these people attacking, maybe it was like, okay, this is a little too much. And it was just an impulse thing where it's like, okay, I got to just say something. You know what I mean? And, they're talking about my brand. This is something that I work hard for. Mm-hmm. And this is a platform that does get hundreds of thousands of views. Mm-hmm. And it could be detrimental to his platform. You know what I mean? So could you see it through those eyes? Yeah,
of course. I mean, my thing is, I'm not discrediting I'm not taking away his feelings or anything like that. I mean, there are things that he said on the live that were just false and just, to me, low blows. I keep saying live, on his video, that were just low blows. I mean, there's certain things that were irrelevant to what was said. I personally, I know when I go off and I'm in my feelings and everything, I get that. I totally understand that. And I can apologize for my part that I played in it. I could do that to him. But at the same time, it's just like certain things, it's like if you dish it out, you have to be able to take it. And it just so happens that some of the dish out from what needed to be taken was on the show. Because there are times where things happen and things have been said that were not on camera. So it's like he said right. They were standing off to the side. Like he said they were standing off to the side, and him and George were standing at the wall while we were prepping, and a conversation ensued. I don't know if George was being petty or shady or what have you. I don't know. But my thing is, what was shown was what was shown, and like I can take responsibility for my part in it. And I'm just saying, just how he was blindsided, I mean, the video he did today, I was surprised as well. So they're talking about in the comments now, Ariel, and they're telling her like, they don't think that he was really bothered by her. I don't think so either. I just think that it was the combination of everything coming at him and just visualizing the whole, watching the whole episode, because you said something, you just got caught up in that category. I would believe that if the video didn't come out, that he did.
Granted.
Because the thing about it is, and this may sound harsh, I don't care. I mean, I'm at a point, you got to take it. This is what you signed up for. I took a beating all last season and even off season on top of my personal shit, and I still had to do what I had to do for myself.
You have to take it. No, you're right. I 100% agree with.
Like, I mean, and then even Tony Rebel is in the comments, one of the main girls that couple up with certain people to try and take me down. But my thing is, for Kane, it's like, okay, no, in this game, I'm trying to find me some chapstick because my lips. I'm gonna
ask the question.
In this game of being a stylist in particular, if you want to work in the entertainment industry, you have to be able to take a lot of shit. And the show, these comments, the people on this show is not even half of the tip of the iceberg of what you have to experience. Like, he's wanting to move to Atlanta, and I text him the other day, and it was very genuine. And I told him, I said, well, when you get to Atlanta, I'll give you some connects. You need to do this, you need to do that, because regardless of what, I have a responsibility to help these people get set up for success, period. I don't want nobody to fail. That's why, as it pertains to anybody on the show that's trying to say something that's truly, I guess, off the wall, where somebody can't have redemption from it, that's a no-no. But when it comes down to the whole I don't know what you do, I don't know him type thing, safety pins thing, all of that you can take and you can build from.
Right. Yeah, because I would definitely have some hashtags and some shirts going around with safety pin king and all of this stuff like that, getting all this stuff going. My own line of safety pins. I
would do an entire line with safety pins and rock it out and make some money off of it. Just like how all the girls were talking about me and calling me all those names. You damn Skippy, I'm gonna put that shit in the show because it's what I went through. This is reality. This is real. So it's not that I was trying to talk about the Atlanta cast and bash the Atlanta cast.
Wait, I do have a thing about that. But before we get to there, I do want to talk about something that Andorio asked in the question. Do you feel like you or do you feel like he thought that you and him were building that relationship, that friendship that Yao was trying to kind of focus on, and now watching this back is like kind of a slap in his face?
No, because we honestly, on both of our sides, we may have at the beginning, right after filming, may have tried to reach out to each other to hang out, but we both have not made efforts to have a relationship or a friendship. And I think it's one, because I did not want to come in between him and Aubrey's relationship, being very honest. I did not want to come in between him and Aubrey's relationship. And I didn't want to put him in the middle. And I told him that. And I said, and it'll continue on the show, but we haven't made any effort. So if he was blindsided because he thought that there was something building, that's absolute fault. That's imaginary. There's no way possible, because there's only thing that we text about. We may have a, hey, how you doing? Then the next text message is, hey, are you free to film? Hey, are you able to do this? Can you send me this? It's just been that consistently. And so my thing is, when it comes down to opportunity and the business side, we remain the exact same as we were last year. A friendship and building a friendship we haven't hung out. We haven't tried to hang out. And then even when, I'm not gonna go there, but we haven't. No. So I mean, I'm not gonna say that it was a slap in the face. I just think that partly it could be that he may have thought that it wouldn't have been edited or shown that way, possibly.
Right.
Because he was a returning cast member, and he was blindsided because he didn't expect for people to say certain things, but we have a show to produce, and we have to put out the truth.
Right, because that's actually what was said.
This is what was said. Just as he made the comment about Markel, let me talk about that, if I may.
Go ahead, yes.
So he made the comment when we were going through editing, right? We were going through editing, and Dario's in the comments, he can attest to this. We found a recording when the mic was still rolling. That mic is fucking everybody up this season. The mic was still rolling, and that's when he made the comment about Markel. And this is an example of him dishing it but can't take it. You made the comment about Markel. This is the first time you're actually seeing Markel since our pre-production meeting. And the first thing you do is shade him with Aubrey, which I thought was very odd. So the truth of the matter is we have to put that in the show. It's what happened. It makes for good TV. This is a business. Markel did not shade Kane not one time in that episode. Markel did not shade, I'm not going to say has not shaded him, but it hasn't been, Markel hasn't this go round given shade towards him that wasn't unwarranted. Granted, he may have went in on him when they went live on YouTube on the channel last night, but he hasn't said anything about him at all. And
so is it?
I'll tell you. I might have given you a white lie. I'll tell you the truth. The reason why I may have shaded him in that in my confessional is because I did feel some type of way that he invited Aubrey without me knowing, because after we got done, that just didn't sit well with me. It didn't sit well with me. I'm just being very honest. It did not sit well with me. And I went and did that green screen right after that, and I felt some type of way. So it was shade directed towards that. To be fair,
look, this is about the truth. So I'm glad you could. Let me tell you, taking accountability and owning your truth is the best thing you can do. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that wholeheartedly. So going into it, like you were saying about the Chasing Atlanta, you know, it was, so in me watching it, I was like, oh, okay. Now, I understand business, and I understand that regardless of what people think about if they like the fact that y'all put it in or not, I think still is good for TV. It brings exposure back to both brands. It gives you highlights. And now people that didn't watch it are going to go back to watch it to see what you're talking about, to come back and watch this. You know what I mean? To get. So honestly, I don't think it's bad business at all to do what you have done. But what was your reasoning in bringing Chasing Atlanta and those clips involved into this season, especially on episode 1?
My main reasoning is because since May of 2019, I've been going through therapy, and part of me dealing with a lot of things that people have done is addressing it. And I literally begged Ondario to put that in, because I feel like with Charles and with Aubrey, y'all saw that. But what y'all didn't see is what it did to me afterwards, because it wasn't filmed. With Montel, he went live after he saw me in that scene on Chasing Atlanta with Oliver, right? Because he thought that I was talking. And actually, I got new information about all of that and how he found out about all of that too. So needless to say, I'm not fucking with somebody else in Atlanta. But when he saw that episode back, and I said, who? When I was sitting there, when he mentioned Montel and Cameron, I said, who? Montel and Cameron. Honestly, when I said the who, I was talking about Cameron, not Montel. I had always seen it for Montel, to be very, very clear. I had always seen it for her. And so I had tried for like 2 months to buy some of the shoes from the website, but they kept being sold out. Lived for it. I had lived for her, period. We flirted, period, you know? And the thing about it is I wasn't throwing shade at her because there was none needed. Cameron, however, I had never really cared for her like that. And so when she went live, and she had me blocked on Instagram, but a follower sent me the screenshot of the live, and then I went through another account to watch it, I was like, what? Then I went live on Facebook, and I was extremely upset. So then when I was going live, she screen recorded that live when I was on Facebook after she had went live. And even though there's some people in the comments that know that to be true. So then what happened was I messaged Cameron, and I said, is she really upset? I said, what is she upset about? Like, honestly, like, is she really upset? And he was like, you need to have a conversation with her. I think I still got the messages. He was like, you really need to just have a conversation. Y'all need to have a conversation. I said, well, I don't have her number. I said, let her know that I'm going to hit her up from this page to talk to her on Instagram. So I talked to her on Instagram video. And that's when she recorded our conversation on Instagram video. Mind you, I was calm. I took responsibility for going live, even though she did not. I apologize for what I said during the live, and I tried to get to the bottom of what the problem was. So then, months later, I hadn't talked to Montel. We were good, I thought. Then here you come with saying, look at this, look at this energy, and look at that energy. That's cocksided to me. I don't know. And then so after that, I was just like, you know what? It's okay. But the thing about it is, when I went back and got that footage, right after that, she mentioned my mom and shaded my mom. So that she can never come back from. And I'll never go back to her or do anything with that, because that's something that you just don't touch, especially when it's only he said, she said. And the person that gave her that information about my mom or mentioned that about my mom is the same person that showed her these screenshots of our text message conversations that were about Cameron, not Montel. So that's that. The whole Jaytwan thing, it was what it was. Everybody saw all that happen. The hippo thing. I have t-shirts coming soon. Well, I have them that say, thus said the hippo. I'm going to reap benefits off of the shade that people have thrown at me. Period. That girl gave me a lot of grief as well. And there's also something else that she carried on about, which really, because I was going to let the hippo thing go, but then she lied about something that could have really ruined me if it would have gotten out. And that was those allegations of that molestation. Don't play with that. And so I'm most definitely going to use what I'm putting my money into to heal myself and to clear up the mess that people have tried to vindicate myself, because they're not going to give me any vindication at all. So I'm going to do it myself, which is why my truth and part of my truth and part when I went for my consultation, the main things that I talked about with Teresa, that's my therapist, was I have struggles with clapping back, with grief, family, and friends, and romantic relationships. And so, you know, that's what it is. I want to heal myself, and that's just a part of my truth. And I would be lying if I didn't say that situation with Montel did not affect me. I would be lying if the Jaytwan situation did not affect me. And so I have to do what's best for me first, and that's it.
It's you know, I understand that, and for everyone watching, again, you know, everyone's allowed to speak their truth. You have to understand that this is when you any type of anything with another person, there's always two people involved or several people involved. So there's always several stories involved. Mm-hmm. This is, again, Ressie G's side. This is his perception. This is his truth. This is his story to tell. You know, so for the people in the comments, this is not a bashing. We're not bashing. I love Montel. I love Cameron. I love Q. I love everyone. Jaytwan, I love Jaytwan. That's my dog. You feel me saying? Like, I love everyone. I love you because I respect and I think that everyone is doing, and we need to all uplift each other because we're all in the same industry doing the same thing, trying to all make it. You know what I'm saying? So that's for one. So people in the comments, I don't want you to think that he's bashing anyone or he's saying anything, because everyone has the right to speak up or to speak or not to speak. And he's deciding to speak up on what has been seen. Now, it's not to say that they cannot rebuttal off of this conversation, because I'm going to have every cast member on the show. So, and we're going to talk. And Ressie, and like he said earlier, I want to reiterate what you said earlier. When we get into something that is cutthroat, like the industry, the entertainment industry, there's this is nothing of the mess compared to what it is that's going to happen in the mainstream level of when you get to these people that really can do something to your career, make or break you, or whatever the case it be. When you go onto that show and you start stealing somebody else's shine that's been on that show, you know, a lot of things twist and turn that you don't understand. And you were right. If you can dish it, you have to take it. And that's not just in messy, that's in everything. If I want to be in this industry, then I have to accept what's going to come my way.
And I think that people just have to accept the truth that they give and agree to disagree or what have you. Because my thing is, Scott left a comment say taking digs first. I don't take digs at people first. What y'all see is whoever goes first from social media. That's what y'all see. So if I went live on Tuesday and then somebody else went live on Wednesday, if you see that Wednesday live, they took the first shot. But y'all don't see what happens not on social media. Y'all don't see what happens personally. And the thing about it is, what a lot of people don't do is when things happen on social media, I address it back the same way I got it. But then it takes me to be the bigger person and fix it off camera or off social media or what have you. Me and Sky had a situation when Nico had did the interview with another blogger. We went back and forth. We didn't have anything nice to say to each other, so we didn't say anything. And then when we finally saw each other, it was just like mano y mano. That's it. And so my thing is, it's like I don't take shots or take digs unwarrantedly because I know how it feels for people to take a shot at you for no reason. So I personally don't do that, and I never do that. The only time I shoot back is when somebody has shot me for no reason. And then after that situation, if I read you out, if I shot you or whatever, you want to have a conversation, then great. We can do that. But, you know, it's just, I don't know what she's talking about, what recording. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I just don't personally do that. And I think that a lot of people, they go off of he said, she said for so long. And then if the he said, she said sounds right coming from your good Judy, you're going to go off of your good Judy. And that's it.
Well, I think, to be honest with you, I think this is going to be an amazing season.
Thank you.
I think that the new cast members you chose are amazing. The whole look itself is amazing. Like, honestly, I'm so proud of you. Despite even the drama that's in it, which we all know is going to happen with reality TV. You know, hell, it happens in our everyday life with this community that we're in. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it happens. But my thing about it is I want to say to the people as well, we have to live in reality and realize that we all do the stuff that we complain and judge. You know, we all been with our friends talking about the next person. We all been with our friends and did this, and we all been with this person doing whatever the case may be. So I just think that we need to look at this with an open mind and an open heart, and realizing that you're watching something that's for your entertainment.
Mm-hmm. And the thing about it is, that's just my truth. That's how I wanted to start this season. I wanted to start this season being the person that I was before I moved here September 2016. And the person that I was, grinding, hustling, doing me, the person that Tony Rebel initially lived for example, the hard worker and all of that, that subsided when I got to Dallas because I wanted to live live the gay life, to be very honest. And then I get a curveball of, hey, you want to do a show? And then I got to get back to work, you know? And so it's like, I mean, I see where people come from and I totally understand it, and I don't mind saying sorry. But for me to say sorry, I have to know exactly what I'm saying sorry for. And then I will apologize for that thing. Just tell me. If you want me to apologize because I hurt your feelings or because of this or because of that, I will apologize. And then we can move from it. That's one thing that I can say about J-Twan and myself. Whenever we have had a spat, we have had a talk after, and we've apologized, and then that's it. And then, yeah, we are on good terms, but then sometimes things pop back up on their side. But, you know, and even with Montel, my thing is, it's like, or anybody that I've had a run-in with, because it's always been he said, she said stuff. And so my thing is, it's all about, I can have a conversation with anyone and I can resolve an issue with anyone. Huh?
Sky and Dario.
Oh. And so my thing is, it's like, you know, we can have a conversation, we can talk about it, which is what I do. I.e. the conversation with Montel. We had a conversation, we were good, but you recorded it. So then now I have to think everything you said to me was a lie, you know, or it wasn't genuine because you recorded the conversation and then you tried to use it against me. I don't think Daytwan has ever done that, you know, and I could respect him for that, and we're good where we're at or wherever that may be. But the truth of the matter is, the hurt that I've experienced, people don't care about. People just, you know, whatever, because they consider me to be this strong person. But
yes, Andori, you can watch it on live on the computer.
So yeah, I mean, you know, it's, and people can say what they want to say, but I'm not a liar. I can have a conversation with anybody and I can apologize for anything, and I always will and I always have. I have nothing to hide. It's just people have preconceived notions. People have these assumptions about me, and I don't know where they got them from, but this is what it is.
Well, you know what? I think you should just continue to do you, continue to shine and grow, learn, develop, you know what I'm saying? And just keep following your dreams. Because regardless if they're talking good or bad, they're going to talk. They're always going to talk. You know, so you can feed, I always say this, you can feed 1,000 homeless kids, and they're going to say, what about their parents? You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing you can do is going to satisfy everyone. Nothing. But what you do have that's satisfying is all those clicks and views that keep coming your way.
True. And, you know, I don't even care about the clicks and views, to be honest. I don't even care about the clicks and views. The only time I mentioned the clicks and the views is when people started to say, stay in Dallas. Y'all need the help. The show is boring, this and that. So I had to retaliate and say, okay, well, somebody like us, if we hit 100K, it was only to defend something that was very special to me, because people don't really understand how special this show is to me. People don't understand how special the show is to me. And that's it, you know? And, yeah. It goes further than just an upload on YouTube.
Oh, way further. And people don't understand. People don't understand they think you just put up a camera and just record. They don't realize the depth it is to creating something like that. You know, so I commend you. I do know what it is that you do, and I do know how hard you work. And I do know what a great activist you are for the community. So I know that when I watch entertainment and when I watch Petty, that's what I'm watching. I'm watching a show, I'm watching something entertainment, but I also know that when you're real, you are also real. And we've had conversations after last season, which, you know, we kind of know what we both were going through, whatever. So I know, and people don't know, but they don't need to know, because they don't need to know your life. They don't need to know everything that's going on, and you're going to be great regardless. You know what I'm saying? I want you to know that. So in conclusion, and wrapping this all up, where do we go watching the next season, you know, watching this current season? Is it going to be a lot of high and lows? Do we stay high? Because we're at a high already, episode 1. So is it going to stay high then coast, or is it kind of wavy? Like, you know, what can we expect throughout the season?
I would say that you're going to see work. People are working. You're going to see confrontation with resolution. That was my thing. Even though I was a part of a lot of the confrontation, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of it, but even though I had my fair share of it, there are resolutions that happen. And I think that that's important. And it's very important to the city of Dallas, because something that this city is plagued with is Dallas is a huge Facebook city. It's a huge text message city. So if one thing happens between one gay family here, which is a huge thing here, the gay families here are like how gay families were in like '05 in Atlanta times 20. And so if they have a problem, it goes on Facebook, and then they don't solve it on Facebook, but then the Facebook people that are watching think that they still have a problem. So you will see a lot of that. We do tackle as many issues as we can that plague the community. But it wasn't, I'm be very honest, it wasn't my job to try to cover everything across the US, because Dallas has a lot of shit going on. A lot. The community shook when the death of Malaysia Booker happened. And so, you know, that happened to us. And since I'm here, I have to say it's a us. And so you'll see that. You'll see, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of entertainment. If there is a season 3, I won't be recasting. I will use the exact same cast unless people want to depart. That's a commitment that I made to myself, because I think that this is the sweet spot with the cast. I think that our issues that we have, just like I said last year, they are grown-up issues. You know, like even right now, the what do you do thing. I mean, that's a grown-up issue, because people don't see it for, you know, each other's careers or what have you. So now it's up for these particular grown-ups to fix it. And if you don't fix it, you're not a grown-up. And so I want that to be a objective of mine, and that was an objective of mine, of showing that you can have a problem because of hurt, which is what it is, from on some type of level. You can have a conversation, you can fix it, and if you're not willing to fix it, then fuck you. And so, and that's what I'm being.
And I approve that message. Look, hello.
I'm being very honest, because it's like even the issue with me, and you'll see that I have an issue with Markel. Y'all saw it in the trailer, but I mean, we're up and down. You know, like even with the issue, like I would say with me and Aubrey, I just reached out to him the other day to see if he wanted to have a conversation about it, but it may not be the best thing for us. So it just may not happen. And so, you know, it's really all of this season is more so, it's definitely entertaining. It's definitely drama. It's definitely realness. But just like a real reality show, everything that's happening, like, you know, we only brought back 3 people and we have 5 new. And the thing about it is, I would say maybe 4 of them thought that it was all scripted. And now that they have lived through it, they are like, wow. They're very surprised at this going on and going down, because last season, the most memorable people per the fans is Ressie G, Charles, and Tony Price. And Ressie G, Charles, and Tony Price have grown from last year to now, because we got a chance to sit, watch ourselves back, make attempts to fix it. Me and Charles are fine. You know, I saw him, last time I saw him, he was at the club, and I was like, we looked at each other and we was like, we over that shit. And then we made an agreement, like if either one of us say anything else about each other, we just gonna fight. You know, but it's like, you know, it was like, kiki. But it's grown up, because, you know, it takes my hope, which was season 1's hope, and I don't really care what anybody else says, is when you watch yourself back, you need to be able to see who you are through that lens, because we do not, this is no shade to Andario, and it's no shade to myself, we don't have enough money or technology to edit you a particular way. It's not possible. So everything that you're seeing, if it doesn't pertain to the show, that's what gets cut out. But if it pertains to the show and the story of who you are on the show, it's put in. And it's just jam-packed in the 30 minutes. So
that makes sense. People don't realize that. They try to just put anything out, but if it doesn't make sense to anything that's going on, why are we going to put that in?
And all
people don't understand that.
Like I told the cast, I mean, you know, I've always been.
We got 20 seconds.
Oh, okay.
You know how Instagram does.
Yeah, so the cast knows the difference between EP Ressie and regular Ressie, and I've always made that very clear, and I think they understand that, this new cast.
Well, thank you for coming on here, for clearing a lot of these things up. I, again, am so proud of you, and shout out to you, and until next time.
Bye, thank you. Love the Royal Couch.